I am so pleased and honored to have a legend in the studio with me, Dick Gregory, sir. It is an honor to. I just by way of disclosure, back in the 1979 was when you and I first met. I told you the story long ago about back in the 60s how I played your album on radio and got myself fired that way.
Yep.
And
I'm glad.
But you and I went to Uganda together.
Yes.
We helped set up a program for refugees after the war with Idi Amin. And then the next couple of years, you were on the board of directors of the Salem Children's Village up in New Hampshire, which is a vegetarian program for abused kids. And we've known each other for a long time. And you have so influenced my thinking and my life. And I'm so grateful to you for being you. Dick Gregory, you are just absolutely one of the God's good people.
Every now and then I have to change things. I never thought I would. I was always happy about my birthday. You know, being black and poor and living in a. I never saw real white folks. Okay, because it's segregated.
Yeah.
In the South, they see them every day. That's why in the South, they don't care how close you get. How could I be your slave and not live with you?
Yeah.
As long as you don't get too big up north, they don't mind how big you get as long as you don't get too close. That haven't changed.
Yeah. So there's a difference in race relations between the North and the South in
Always
America.
have been.
Yeah.
I heard Charles Barkley, who was a stone fool. Okay, white folks love him because he can play ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when they was talking about the football players beating up their wives and girlfriends, and then the brother beat up his children, and he said, "Well, what y'all don't understand, whoopings is a Southern tradition. You know, that's part of our culture." So I was on a radio show the next day and brought it up and said, lynchings are part of the culture too, but you can't do it no more.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's an excellent point.
And so you look, and so when I'm born, I didn't know nothing about no birthday. The 12th of October was a celebration for Columbus. I didn't know nothing about no Columbus.
Yeah, that was just a couple days ago.
But I thought it was for me. I'm in that.
Uh-huh.
I thought this whole celebration, I don't know how I could be that stupid and crazy. So I was just proud of it. And that might be the reason I moved to the levels I moved, because I was born in a system that reduced you down to nothing.
Yeah.
And I was somebody because the schools was closed on my holiday. And I never thought I'd see the day I would change my birthday when I found out about Columbus.
Yeah.
That so I wouldn't have to celebrate nothing on.
Is your birthday the same day as Columbus Day?
Yeah.
Oh.
He said he didn't discover me. He got lost. I found him. How you going to discover countries already occupied?
Yeah, there you go. In fact, that's a line from your album, The Light Side, the Dark Side. You see, you talk about walking down the street with your wife and seeing a TV in the window and saying, let's discover it.
African Americans in Washington, D.C., that got to be the most know-nothing spiritual mentality. Because I'm sure, I hope, if they knew how many millions of slaves ran away and went up to the Indian reservation, and they wouldn't let them white folk come in and look for us. And here, they sitting here with this old giant football team.
Yeah.
And nobody can be behind them no more.
Yeah.
But it's good for my grandchildren because you can't explain to them white supremacy because most white folk don't know what white supremacy is.
Well, I can tell you, most white folks don't know what white privilege is.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, no, they don't, but they think they do.
Yeah.
You see, because they got me to look at. They got to turn on TV every day and see some poor black person.
Yeah.
And so anytime my house become good because you can't live next to me, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
Anytime you say you got a good school like Harvard and Yale, and we don't want Negroes to come in. Well, all my life they told me good schools flunk out dumb people. Now they tell me dumb people can flunk out a good school. Make up your mind. You got to have it both ways.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's just looking, and then looking at the changes. People said, how much? I see no change. That's because you wasn't there. Big changes. When I was born 82 years ago, it was physical.
Yeah.
You could kill me. You could do anything you want. Today it's mental. It's mental.
I understand that you and I believe you and Joe Madison were down in Ferguson.
Yes.
Do I have that right?
Yes.
Recently, what's your take on this? Joe and I were talking about this a couple days ago here, and he made the observation that everybody having a video camera in their hand, it was like, don't just hands up, don't shoot. It should be hands up, hold the camera.
Yeah.
That
It's bigger than that.
That what's happening is that now white folks who had no understanding of the black experience are seeing it live on their television.
Yeah, but they've been seeing it, listening to shows like this, there's this like 44,000 social radio stations out here now.
Right.
Before we had NBC, CBS, and ABC. That's like listening to the CIA or listening to a Nazi broadcast. Anytime somebody got to show up work for the evening news, 365 days of the year with a brand new suit on and a new tie, they hiding something. How ugly can this thing be?
Well, yeah.
And so it's just a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I know something about the Kennedy shooting, and I'm not stupid enough to believe the New York Times don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay? I know that 8 years ago they dug up Kennedy's grave and took the coffin out and dropped it in the ocean. I know the exact location. New York Times don't know this? Huh? There's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
And so I've been all my life. I've been around black folks that knew stuff, and they would tell the old folks, and I would end up. I mean, we look at Haiti. You see, when you don't want to participate in your own liberation, you look for heroes,
right?
Which don't work.
That's the great man theory of history, and I think it's nonsense. I think that great men and women are created by the times, not born. But
it could be both. I mean,
yeah.
On October the 12th, nobody could book me regardless of how much money they paid me, because that day I go to Harper's Ferry and say thanks to John Brown. If I had to write 50 of the top people that ever lived in the planet of the earth, we call all the religious folk, Buddha and all that, John Brown would be number one. Okay?
Right.
Because I will die for black folks.
Yeah, and
I ain't living in no ghetto.
Yeah.
But I'd die. I'd go to the ghetto. I would die for that. John Brown took his two boys with him.
Yeah.
Took his two boys with him. And they wasn't getting paid for black folks' liberation. Huh?
Yeah.
The sad part about it is, but here's overweigh what I'm fixing to say. Frederick Douglass died a broken-hearted man because the greatest movement in the history of planet Earth was the liberation movement.
Yeah.
But black folk couldn't belong because they said we were too childlike.
Wow.
Okay? Here's a white dude will die for me, kill for me, take his children with me. Can't live here.
Right.
Now, they think about that kind of.
Yeah.
But what he did, did you see Django Unchained?
I did, yeah.
Well, see, that white boy, he's so clever. That's a true story. But if he made it true, all the folks on radio and newspaper would be arguing with him. Fox,
yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, yeah.
That was Dangerfield Newby. He's the first person, black or white, was killed at Harper's Ferry.
Whoa.
Okay? But see, he's so clever that if I say this, then y'all got something to argue about. I'm not going to say nothing.
Yeah.
It'll speak for itself. See, my problem with Dangerfield Newby, I couldn't understand why back then, the way they hated that movie, why they kept a love letter that was in his pocket.
Huh. Tell us about that in just a minute. We got to take a real quick break here. Dick Gregory is with us. His website, dickgregory.com. We'll be right back.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
DickGregory.com, and Dick is going to be with us for the hour. If you've got a call, if you've got a question, feel free. Give us a shout. 15 minutes past the hour. And welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you. And you want to take some phone calls?
Yeah, when I finished telling you about
Dangerfield. Yeah. Okay.
And so
finish it up.
I couldn't understand why this letter, they kept it. of 11 between a black man and a white and a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go see the movie, and I say, yeah, most sheriff couldn't read.
Mm.
Okay, I mean, we tell the funny jokes all our life. That when you got ready to run away from slavery, you just had somebody that worked in the white folks' house just to get a letter.
Right.
And when that sheriff caught you and don't you, Cotchapee, Negro, Yassa, what you doing out there? He gave me my freedom. You got a letter? Well, show me the letter. They couldn't read.
Right.
You better be glad. I'd have strung you up here tonight.
Yeah.
And so that's how I realized that's why they still had that.
Yeah, because that letter was in that Django movie was a really serious part of the plot device
Yeah.
that most people don't even remember.
I saw it 48 times.
Whoa.
The reason, what it did for me, remember, imagine being black, born in 1932, and you escaped by going to the movie.
Yeah.
Huh? I've never seen a black man ride a horse.
Yeah.
Huh? We taught white folks how to ride horses.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, ice hockey was created by runaway slaves in Canada.
Really?
That went, yes, I'm telling you, we know history. White folks don't know no history.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, and a guy named Richard Stanley came and looked at it, and then it became the Stanley Cup. Somebody asked me, I was in Europe, I said, well, how could they create ice hockey when there wasn't that much snow in the South? I said, well, don't go way back there. Let's go 8 years back when Jamaica won the ice, what was it, the sled?
Yeah.
They don't have no snow over there.
Yeah.
You create stuff and do it.
Right.
And so consequently, when I looked at that movie and to see a Negro ride into town with this crazy white boy.
Mm.
See, I look for crazy white boys. See, that's what happened with Frederick Douglass when he was asking Abraham Lincoln, you know, and she always find you some crazy Negroes to hang out with because they haven't been polluted by Harvard or Yale or MIT.
Yeah.
They just I don't know if you remember a song that hit the top of the charts.
Still crazy after all these years?
No.
Okay.
If I don't love you, baby, grits ain't groceries.
I don't. It
Lil
might be
Willie
before
John,
my time.
Not Peggy Lee
Oh, yeah.
made a big hit.
Yeah.
But this black
the
man
50s.
couldn't read or write, thug or hoodlum, stayed drunk all the time, and died in a fight in Walla Walla Penitentiary. But here's what he said: if I don't love you, baby, grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man. This ignorant. 15 years ago, when the Massachusetts Institute of Technology came up with this new laser,
Yeah.
and they looked at what's the guy? Da Vinci.
Yeah.
He was a drag queen.
Yeah. Didn't they conclude that this was actually a self-portrait? That he had feminized
yeah,
himself?
but I'm saying they did that there. His
Yeah.
brother couldn't read or write.
Yeah, but he knew it 50 years ago. There you go.
And so
Dick Gregory's with us. We'll be back with more in just a second.